but I was led astray the day you walked away. You were the clock that was ticking in my home, changed my state of mind, and love's so hard to find.
Hey guys, what's up? We're gonna try and do another tutorial. Yay. In this tutorial, it's not really gonna be a card trick or card slide. This is more of a card flourish, production, whatever you want to call it. This is what's called the hot shot. This is similar to the top shot, which I taught you guys earlier in my channel, but this one's a little different. This one you can either control a card to the bottom and then produce it, or you can just produce a random card from the middle. I'll show you how to do both of those. There's actually 3 methods of being able to shoot a card out. Simplest being the Charlier version. You gotta catch it. Another is like a version of the Charlier, like that. And then the last one is like the normal. This is what the hot shot actually is. And then you catch a card. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into it. This is cringy enough. The hot shot is where you cut the deck and you basically protrude a card, anyone, doesn't matter, and then you're gonna fling it, and it's gonna spin in the air, and then you can catch it in your other hand if you're lucky enough. It's like if you want to get someone's attention, this is a really good way to do it, because I mean you're making essentially a card fly. And then if you do it with a trick, you can actually produce their card. Honestly, this is overall pretty simple. I'd say the hardest part would be this one, which I'll get into how to do it. And really that one's just going to take a lot of practice. Let's see. Let's start with the basic one, the Charlier hot shot. Now this, you need to know how to do the Charlier cut, which I've taught previously on my channel, so that should be quite simple once you practice it enough. All you're doing is you have an elevated straddle grip. Your thumb is going to let down about half the cards. Index is going to come and lift that up. Thumb is going to grab onto this and let that drop, and then drops on top, and you've just basically cut the deck. What you're going to do the hot shot, almost the same thing. You're going to drop it, lift it up, and you're going to let that pack fall. Now here, you're not going to close it. What you're going to do is instead you're going to push this packet up, come over, pull that pack down, and then your index is now stuck in between here. And you're going to pull your index out while grabbing onto this card right here. And to do that, you're going to pull it out and over. So it kind of looks like a gun, you know, like that. Then from here, your middle finger comes over. Your middle finger is going to put pressure on the corner and curl up. And when it curls up, it creates a nice bow and tension where it shoots the card out. In speed, it looks like that. And then you can catch it. This is probably the simplest version of it, especially if you know the Charlier cut and you're good at it. Another variation of this would be the overhand Charlier cut, which this is really for people who have big hands. Basically, it's the same action as a Charlier cut, except what you're going to do is your thumb is actually going to come over and open it up, almost like a Pac-Man. Going to open it up, index is going to push that up, bring that down, and if you notice, this is the same action as the ending of the last hot shot. And really, that can be a cut in and of itself. Just open up, lift it up, pull that down, and that's a cut. If you want to make it into a hot shot, it's literally the same thing. You just drag that card out, shoot it out, and you catch it. let me go over that one more time. So, you're gonna do your Pac-Man cut, which is basically your middle finger, ring finger, and your thumb just opening up the deck. Index comes up, pulls that packet down, and basically your knuckle is gonna go up, and right after your fingernail, that's where it's gonna pull the card out, and then shoot it out. And if you get like enough wrist action when you do this, you can actually shoot it a bigger distance than if you just do like a normal, like that. So those were the two basic ones. Now this one is kind of hard. It's gonna become like something like a knuckle busting kind of move. But once you practice it enough, you'll be able to do it, and it's really cool. Just kind of showy, and yeah, you can produce a card with it if you want to. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your, for me it's my right hand, and this is the hand that holds the cards when you just deal cards down. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your two fingers, your index and your middle finger, and those are gonna hold the cards like that, right at the first knuckle. And this is gonna take a little bit to get used to. So what I recommend is if you're watching TV or whatever, just hold the cards like this, because it's gonna take a little bit of practice. And once you do this, and you've got this secured, like you can shake this and no cards are gonna fall out, your thumb is gonna come over to the side with your middle finger, and it's just gonna slowly drag about half of the packet out. Now it's kind of hard to do in slow motion, so I'll try. So you're gonna hold it like this. Thumb is going to swivel out about half the cards, just like this. Oh gosh, I hope I don't drop these. Swivel out about half the cards, and then it's gonna go until it clears that packet, and then it's gonna come back. And when it comes back, you'll notice you're in that same setup where your index is in the middle of the two packets. Pull that card out and launch it. So let me go over that again. Hold it like this. Thumb swivels out half the cards, brings it back, extracts a card, and then you can catch it. This, like I said, is a really cool way if you want to produce a card. Like let's just say, for example, I wanted to produce the seven of hearts. I could just already have that card on bottom, and and this part is what is really cool about this, because it looks like you're cutting the deck where you think it is, but really it's just on bottom. Because I can say I think it's about halfway, cut about halfway. They see you cut about halfway, when really you're just shooting out the bottom card. And this is what I love about this, because you can just get a lot of attention just from doing this one hot shot. I'm just gonna go over all three again. So Charlier cut, you do almost all of the Charlier till you get to here, and then you bring it back, extract the card, and catch it. The overhand, I'll call it the Pac-Man Charlier, extract the card and shoot it out. The hot shot, like the original hot shot, you twist out half the cards, cut it, your index is gonna pull out that one card, and then shoot it out. And that's how you do the hot shot. Like I said, this is really fun to do. If you're just fiddling with cards, you can just practice just like shooting cards from one hand to the other. You can use it as like a production if you want to, or to get someone's attention. But that's mainly what I use the hot shot for. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go down below, if you haven't already subscribed to. I would love to add new people to the channel every day. And if there's any other tricks or slides that you'd like to see, just comment that down below as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.